Hello, hello, hello. I'm author and entrepreneur, the cerebral palsy vigilante, Zachary Fennell. Today is Tuesday, November 2nd, 3:20 in the afternoon. I'm about to switch gears mentally and get ready for work tonight, but I wanted to post an update. I tried to post updates earlier. This is Making of a Memoir, my video series documenting the hard work involved in writing and self-publishing a book. I am currently in the editing process of the self-publishing process. Going through, I'm having Word read back the chapters to me one by one, and then I'm actually recording me reading the chapters so I can send them to my one friend who prefers audiobooks and have him review the manuscript. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. Right now, the key element is just the fact that I'm having Word read the manuscript to me. Self-editing is very difficult, if not impossible. You are going to miss items, which is why the Word feature that has the monotone voice read to you is so great. I just finished chapter 5, having that reviewed. There was a point where I talk about having a casual stride, but I didn't write casual. I wrote causal. And hearing Word pronounced causal triggered me, and because that is a word, that was not going to be an error that the editor picked up. So that's just one example of having it read out loud. Hearing that helps in the editing process. I'm going to continue this process further, having taken it one chapter at a time, having Word read me the chapter, listening for any mistakes, correcting the mistake. I am checking back in almost a week later, Monday, November 8th. Despite the lack of updates in this Making of a Memoir episode, I have been at work on the manuscript. I've gone from having 5 chapters read out loud to me through Word and editing that way. I am now 10 chapters in, 10 chapters recorded. The process is taking a little longer than I expected. A chapter might be 20 to 25 minutes long to be read, and then so that's 20 to 25 minutes of Word reading it to me, with me needing to stop and correct errors that I catch. For example, today I had talked about completion of a 5K, but instead of writing completion, I wrote competition. And so when Word read that to me, boom, it caught my attention. I changed competition to completion. Similarly, there was an instance where I meant to write thought, but I never added the T at the end, so it was just though. And so having that read to me, I caught it, essentially editing by ear. Caught it, made the change. So that, that process right there can take, just reading out loud is 20, 25 minutes. figure in another 15 for stopping, correcting the error, and then going back and having it reread out loud to ensure that my correction didn't include any typos. And then after that, I read out loud the chapter myself. That's another 20-25 minutes. So you're already over an hour. And then the recording takes a little while to save. Then after it saves, I go back and I listen to the recording completely to ensure there are no issues, because I'm sending these recordings to James and for his feedback, and he can't give me feedback if the recordings aren't good. So I have to make sure that throughout the recording. So it takes a while. But I'm 10 chapters through, and I will be continuing this tomorrow. 2:05 on Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. I am back with an update. This morning, I continued editing by ear. Got another 3 chapters. My goal was to get 2 chapters in. And because my recording equipment was properly functioning, I didn't really have any issue, which saved me some time. And I was able to actually get 3 chapters in. So I beat my goal for the day. So I am now 13 chapters into creating an audio format, continuing to find those little mistakes. One of the errors I caught today, which I didn't catch through the other 2 or 3 times I've read through my manuscript, was I was reading out loud a part about being in the dining room, and the writing was supposed to indicate I walked into the family room, but as I read, I'm like, it was reading as I left the dining room for the dining room. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right. Double checked, like, yeah, I had wrote the wrong room in there, and I was able to fix that. That is going to continue to be the process, is having Word read back each chapter to me, chapter by chapter, and then I am narrating the chapter myself so I can send to James to get his feedback on the manuscript, since he prefers audiobooks. And catching the little errors in between. There was a point today where I had it sounded a little funny read out loud to me. I'm like, oh, there's an extra word in there that doesn't need to be there. There's a 2 that doesn't need to be there. So I am catching these little things, continuing to make the manuscript better. My goal at this point is I want to be averaging between 1 to 2 chapters a day. So right now I'm in the midst of the schedule of that, where if I was just doing a chapter a day, today being November 9th, I would have 9 chapters done. If I wanted to do 2 a day, which is ideal, what I would like, I would be 18 chapters in, which would be a lot nicer because I'd be closer to getting it done and moving to that next step. But I have a work schedule. I have other priorities and responsibilities to attend to as well, which is why I am bringing my work on the manuscript to a close today. Another reminder I wanted to put out there: make sure you're backing up your files. I mentioned this when I was writing my manuscript, and now that I'm in the editing phase, I wanted to emphasize that as you're editing, continuing to go back and back up your file. That screenshot you just saw was me backing up. Not only am I putting the manuscript I have, the Word document. Am I backing that up? But I've taken the 13 audio files for each chapter I've done so far, and I've backed that up as well. Moving forward, it's going to be more of the same, continuing at least one chapter a day, catching these small things. Continue to stay with me. I will bring this episode 50 of Making of a Memoir, to a close. If you have any questions about the self-publishing process, what I'm working on, my project, do ask them in the comments. If you've watched and you've enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up icon to let the world know. I appreciate you continuing to watch as I document the hard work involved in writing and self-publishing a book. To be sure you are notified when new videos are released from me, make sure you are subscribed to my channel and have rung the bell icon to receive notification of that. Until next time, remember, don't blend in, blend out.